everyone, and I'm back at you with another review for Superman and Lois, everybody. The CW HBO Max comic book TV show, everybody. That is correct. So, we're on episode 3, everybody. And if you're watching these, spoilers. Spoilers galore. Spoilers galore. You can't talk about a TV show without spoiling the hell out of it. So, this episode reminded me so much of an episode in Smallville. In season 1 of Smallville, where Clark wants to be on the football team as a freshman in high school, and Jonathan does not like it. This episode is almost like that, except for obviously Clark is the father now, and his one son, Jordan, who we learn has abilities in the last episode. Well, no, not the previous 2 episodes, but we learned he has abilities like his dad, but Jor-El in the Fortress of Solitude did say that he will never become as powerful as his dad. Like, he's got some strength, he's got the heat vision, but he will never fully become as strong as Superman. So, and they deal with that. In the last episode, man, the kid was getting all pissed off about that shit and stuff. So, that's kind of the one thing. I feel like that kid gets mad all the time. He gets mad a lot in the show. It's kind of... I hope they don't continue doing that throughout the show. Because, I don't know, after 3 episodes, I'm kind of starting to get a little tired of it in a way. That's really my only big complaint about the show so far. There's lots of family drama in this show because it's a Superman show with a family drama show. That's what this is. It's great. And still, you can tell that HBO Max is involved with this show because the quality is just crazy. The quality is freaking awesome, people. The budget, you can tell they have a bigger budget. It shows, especially in the CG. Because there was a scene in this episode where the family, Clark, Lois, Jonathan, Jordan, they're trying to pick what color of paint they're gonna paint the farmhouse in Smallville, because they moved in and they're like, we want to put our stamp on this place. And they end up getting into a fight with the paint rollers and the paint brushes and shit. It's pretty cool. And then all of a sudden Clark hears, he's got to go be Superman, and he takes off. There's a cool scene with him where a bridge over in China is falling apart and everything. There's a cool scene of him saving the day and this guy down on the boat in the river. It's just cool, man. And that's the thing about this show is it also reminds me a lot of Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, a show that was on TNT back in the mid-90s that had 4 seasons, which is a great Superman show too. It reminds me of that show too, because you get to see Superman, but the show is not focused on Superman. It's focused on Lois and Clark's marriage and them raising these 2 teenage boys, and one of them has powers. So we get a little bit of that show, the Lois and Clark show. We get a little bit of Smallville, and then we got the Arrowverse that established this Superman, but he's kind of going in this new direction. It's just, the show's great. It's seriously great. So, yeah, this episode really dives into Jordan playing football, and you can tell that he's using his strength as an advantage, but these high school football players have been bullying his brother, Jonathan, and him. They're not being nice to them, so that's kind of why Jordan joins the football team, because he wants to show them, don't disrespect us. And you know what? By the end of the episode, it worked. I think they're going to stop being dicks to him. They are. He's got respect now. It brings up some very heated conversations between Clark and Jordan about him playing football and how his dad, they put these rules in place to protect him because of his abilities and stuff. But by the end of the episode, he's actually okay with him playing football, which I think is kind of cool. So that's him breaking that wall down of how Clark's dad was, and he's not being exactly the same. So it's cool. So, and then we get the Lois side of this, where she's investigating Morgan Edge and what he's doing in Smallville, and people are starting to disappear. So what she's saying is true. It's happening. And they go to this hotel where they find this lady. I can't remember. I think it's Marion or something. I can't remember her name, but she's tied up, and there's this guy in there that starts attacking Lois, and she presses her little emergency sonar, thing that Superman can hear, and he shows up, and this dude's got like powers. Like, he's strong. He starts beating the crap out of Superman. Like, he kind of knocks him out for a good minute maybe. And like, he's got powers and abilities, and like, what the hell? So we get to see a cool little throwdown with Superman and this freaking guy that's like super strong. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So that whole thing in the show is starting to get deeper and thicker. We're going to get more about that. And then at the very end of the episode, we see the guy that Superman was fighting in a car, and he runs into this. He doesn't run into her, but he pulls up, and there's this lady just standing in the middle of the road at night, and she freaking shoots heat vision out of her eyes and blasts the guy. He's gone. And I'm like, who the hell is that? So do we got another Kryptonian on our hands? Like, I don't know who it could possibly be. I mean, are we gonna get introduced to Zod and all that shit already? Like, is this show going there? Like, is it going there? I don't know, but I was like, whoa, cliffhanger, hello. So yeah, guys, episode 3, the show's still great. It's rolling. I love it so far. I'm enjoying the hell out of it. It reminds me of these Superman shows that I love, because I grew up watching Lois and Clark on TNT. I grew up watching that shit in the mid-90s. Smallville is my favorite DC comic book TV show still today. It's still my favorite show, and I love that we're getting that feeling of that show in this show, but it's new. It's a different little take on Superman because he's a father, and he's got this family drama dynamic that's being thrown into this Superman like story that we're used to. So I just think it's awesome. So the show's still really good. I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. Totally recommend it. So like I said, I'll give it a score when the season's all done. I don't even know how many episodes this is going to have. I don't know if it's going to have like 10, 16. It's most definitely not going to have over 20, because the budget's way too high for that. I just don't see how that's going to happen. So, all right, everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed that spoiler-filled review of Superman and Lois. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll be catching you on YouTube later because I have spoken.